Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Morning Coffee Talks. Hey, I want to start setting these morning coffee talks up to kind of establish different talking points, the different videos I may want to do out through the day. That way I kind of start to have a theme. That way I can start to provide more value, more insight, and a little bit of more entertainment as well. And just more value again, that things you can take away just throughout the day, or at least something else to look forward to. And so one of the topics later I definitely want to be doing a reaction video to is something I seen was a topic on most men aren't happy in their marriage, and I definitely want to. I think I've touched on it before, but I definitely want to do a reaction video later. But this morning I want to touch on it a little bit too to kind of set the framework on where I'm going with it for later today. So again, that's kind of what I want to start doing. Just throughout my videos. That way, again, just give you guys more context, and then more content as well. Just throughout the day and stuff like that. At least, again, just get back to making multiple videos a day, and just provide more value. So, but this morning again, I saw a video, and again, I'm not gonna deep dive into it now, but it just definitely a video of a young lady talking about why most men aren't happy in their marriage. And one of the things she alluded to was how we have a mental load that we take on, and a lot of wives, a lot of women that are married don't really understand that. And so she kind of speaks on how we have a lot of things to worry about when it comes to, like, investments, protecting the family, just going to work and dealing with that type of stress and other things too. Again, we'll deep dive into it later, but I wanted to touch on why it's important to realize for most men that mental load, and also for the ladies who are watching, is to start realizing your husband's mental load as well. And so when it comes to what we deal with as men on a daily basis and all the different things we worry about, it always comes back to the family and not us. And I think that's where a lot of us start to get kind of weighed down, because when we do worry about a lot of different things, we don't, and this is a problem. And this is one thing I went through as well, is we don't take care of ourselves throughout the process. That just us worrying about our family and us providing and protecting, that's just what it is for us, right? That's just the natural, that's just our natural instinct. And so I think for most men, we have to take a second in the midst of everything going on with us and take care of ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically, because it's a long journey. We all have a long life to go. Some of us, will have our life cut short, but that's a whole different conversation. But if you want a longer life, and I'm talking about, like, if you just doing what you got to do outside of any, freak accidents and stuff like that. But if you're doing what you got to do day by day, you're showing up for work, you're taking care of the kids, you're taking care of the household and things like that. At some point, you have to stop and take care of yourself as well, inside of doing what you need to do for your responsibility, right? And so again, like I said, take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically, because those things are going to help you continuously lift the load of continuously raising your family, leading your family. And yeah, a lot of women don't realize that we go through, again, all of these different thoughts, all of these different things we handle, but also because we're in it together. A lot of women don't see the denigration of their man, right? They kind of just go through the motions as well, because women have a lot of things they got to worry about as well. And so that should be a part of the process of, hey, what I'm saying, you gain some more weight. Hey, I need you to start going back to the gym. Hey, I'm doing the cooking. Hey, we're not eating as healthy. I see, my husband getting a little sicker. He having to call out for work. Let me talk to him and start cooking a few healthier meals. Let me start cutting back on certain things we eat. Hey, I see we haven't, taken a vacation for work in a while. let me go ahead and help plan a trip somewhere because I know he got 1,000 things that he's working on to help, give him a break throughout the process of him handling business and taking care of the family, right? A lot of women don't do that now. They don't look at it like that. A lot of them, and again, I'm not speaking for every woman, but a lot of them just go through the motions, just worry about them, and they're like, "Oh, my husband can handle everything else. I just do the basics." And I think a lot of us men, we don't know what we want, and so therefore we don't know what expectations and standards to put on our wives as far as different things we need to actually help the family as we're leading it a certain way, right? And no shade to the women because a lot of them wasn't raised with, you know, in a household where it was marriage, right? It was a single baby mother. Maybe they was just a situation where they had a baby daddy. I'm not a baby daddy, but a stepdad. And they were just like, oh, the mother had somewhere to date. It's so many different scenarios. But the point is, a lot of, especially we can see it right now, right? It's a lot of single women, a lot of single mothers out there. And they didn't get, and I say that to say again, I'm not going to say there's no two-parent households. I'm not going to say there's no good marriages. But I would say again that the majority now isn't the two-parent households. The majority isn't the married, life. The majority is single mothers, single baby mothers, or single mothers or whatever, and single women. And so, and just again, most time when I'm speaking is specifically to the black culture, but a lot of different other cultures as well can probably take heed to this. But again, I say this to say that they're not really thinking about the man that they're with. They're thinking about themselves. And so until we as men start to understand what we need in our life to be successful, to have purpose, and to understand how we need to lead a family, we can't pour into women a certain way where they know what's expected. And so again, that's what I was alluding to was because a lot of women who didn't see that coming up, they don't already come with that package of understanding what they need to do and how they can help their husband, their man, to be even more successful, right? To help their man stay healthy spiritually, mentally, physically. And again, I'm not saying they need to do the work for them. Obviously, they can't make them go to the gym and lift weights, but they can say, hey, I see you've been working a lot of stress. What are you doing? Are you going for walks? Or, what are you doing to help your situation? Just, again, not even from a nagging position, but a caring position, right? A thoughtful position of, hey, I care about you. I care about your health. I care about your well-being. This is what I'm seeing from my end because I love you so much. I want you to take care of yourself in the process. Let me shed light on it. Let me illuminate the situation. Because if you are the best version of yourself as, my husband from the wife position, then she's only going to benefit. Right. And so, but again, it does start from us, right? And us learning what we need and want from our wives. And I think from there, once we know that, then we can pour into them. We can set the standard. We can set the expectation. And therefore, again, that can help. And overall, again, that helps the marriage where a lot of men start to become happy in their marriage and not unhappy. So again, I just wanted to touch on that really quick. And we're going to even deep dive into it even more once we look at the reaction video later. But I just want to touch on that really quick. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Husband Code. If you have any value from this video, hit that like button. And until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.